안녕하세요, 안차키입니다. Welcome to Let's Speak Korean, where we learn Korean the easy way. 지승현 선생님 is here with us to help us through our lesson. 안녕하세요, 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 지승현입니다. 다시 만나서 반갑습니다. It's gonna be another fun lesson, so don't go away.
In our last lesson, we learned how to come up with expressions to indicate how one action comes after another. Let's go for a quick review. 선생님, 어제 집에 간 후에 뭐 하셨어요?
집에 간 후에 공부했어요.
Well, what did you study?
Well, actually, I looked up what we're gonna learn in this lesson.
Well, no wonder you're so well prepared for our lessons together.
Oh, yeah. I try my best.
Were you able to get enough sleep with all that studying?
Well, I can usually survive on just about 5 hours of sleep.
Wow. Well, 선생님 says that she can survive on just 5 hours of sleep. Well, in this lesson, we're going to learn how to say that something is good, something is all right, or that it is enough in a certain way. Let's watch the clip to find out what we're talking about.
어떻게 오셨어요?
갑자기 얼굴에 두드러기가 나고 가려워요.
언제부터 아프셨어요?
아침에 산에 갔다 왔어요. 산에 갔다 온 후부터 아픈 것 같아요.
알레르기예요.
그럼 어떻게 하면 돼요?
이틀 정도 주사를 맞으면 돼요. 내일도 오세요.
약도 먹어야 돼요?
약은 하루치만 드시면 돼요.
Poor Minuk seems to be having a very difficult time this week. This time he is suffering from an allergy. Now, Minuk says that his symptoms include a sudden rash on his face and an itchy sensation. Now, when the doctor tells him that he has an allergy, Minuk asks what he should do. The doctor says that he should get better if he receives shots for about 2 days. Minuk asks if he has to take some medicine, and the doctor tells him that he only needs to take 1 day's worth of medication. Well then, let's get a check of the expressions in this lesson. We'll learn how to attach 으면 되다 or 면 되다 to the end of verb and adjective stems to indicate that something would be good, all right, or sufficient. As usual, let's go over the phrases first before we get to those expressions. Repeat after 선생님.
주사를 맞다. 주사를 맞다. 수술을 하다. 수술을 하다. 입원을 하다. 입원을 하다. 퇴원을 하다. 퇴원을 하다.
이틀 정도 주사를 맞으면 돼요. 약은 하루치만 드시면 돼요.
Minuk becomes worried when he is told that he has an allergy and he asks what he should do. How did he say this in Korean?
그럼 어떻게 하면 돼요?
The doctor says that he should get better if he receives injections for about 2 days. How was this said in Korean?
이틀 정도 주사를 맞으면 돼요.
The doctor also says that Minuk needs to take some medication for just 1 day. How did he say this?
약은 하루치만 드시면 돼요.
The key expression for this lesson lies in the phrases 하면 돼요, 맞으면 돼요, and 드시면 돼요. So it is the expression 면 돼요. 선생님, could you tell us when we should use this?
Sure. We use this to indicate that it is good, all right, or sufficient to do it, do something in a certain way. Okay, going back to our examples, they mean it is good to do it, and it is enough with an injection, and also it is all right to take. So just to follow verb and adjective stems with the expression 으면 되다 or 면 되다.
When the verb stem or the stem of the adjective ends in a consonant, we attach 되다, right?
Right, that's right. We have across this rule many times before in our previous lesson. So it is the same rule that we use when we attach other suffixes.
I think this calls for some practice. Let's try attaching 되다 or 되다 to the verbs that we learned earlier. Listen and repeat after 선생님.
주사를 맞다. 주사를 맞으면 되다. 수술을 하다. 수술을 하면 되다. 입원을 하다. 입원을 하면 되다. 퇴원을 하다. 퇴원을 하면 되다.
Let's move on with some complete sentences. Don't forget to follow along with 선생님.
주사를 맞으면 돼요. 수술을 하면 돼요. 입원을 하면 돼요. 퇴원을 하면 돼요.
Time to check out some extra expressions. In the part of the dialogue where Minuk is talking about his allergy, he says, 갑자기 얼굴에 두드러기가 나고 가려워요. Right. Now, I'm sure you've noticed very many unfamiliar words here. Now, let me explain some of them. 갑자기 means suddenly, and the word 얼굴 means, as you know, face. And the word 두드러기가 나다 means to develop a rash. All right. And also, 가려워요 means that something is itchy. Now, my face suddenly develops a rash and it is itchy. Let's try this expression along with 선생님.
갑자기 얼굴에 두드러기가 나고 가려워요. 갑자기 얼굴에 두드러기가 나고 가려워요.
Now, in something the doctor says, we heard the expression 이틀 정도. It would mean about 2 days in English. The word 정도 is used to mean that something is not exactly but roughly a certain way, while the word 이틀 means 2 days. 하루 is 1 day, 이틀 is 2 days, and 사흘 is 3 days. We will go over the new words together with 선생님.
하루, 하루, 이틀, 이틀, 사흘, 사흘, 하루 정도, 하루 정도, 이틀 정도, 이틀 정도, 사흘 정도, 사흘 정도.
It's time to wrap up what we have learned up to this point. Let's go over the expressions one by one along with the clip.
어떻게 오셨어요?
어떻게 오셨어요?
갑자기 얼굴에 두드러기가 나고 가려워요.
갑자기 얼굴에 두드러기가 나고 가려워요.
언제부터 아프셨어요?
언제부터 아프셨어요?
아침에 산에 갔다 왔어요.
아침에 산에 갔다 왔어요.
산에 갔다 온 후부터 아픈 것 같아요.
산에 갔다 온 후부터 아픈 것 같아요.
알레르기예요.
알레르기예요.
그럼 어떻게 하면 돼요?
그럼 어떻게 하면 돼요?
이틀 정도 주사를 맞으면 돼요. 내일도 오세요.
이틀 정도 주사를 맞으면 돼요. 내일도 오세요.
약도 먹어야 돼요?
약도 먹어야 돼요?
약은 하루치만 드시면 돼요.
약은 하루치만 드시면 돼요.
Here is one more chance to see the clip all the way from the beginning. So this time, please try to memorize them.
어떻게 오셨어요?
갑자기 얼굴에 두드러기가 나고 가려워요.
언제부터 아프셨어요?
아침에 산에 갔다 왔어요. 산에 갔다 온 후부터 아픈 것 같아요.
알레르기예요.
그럼 어떻게 하면 돼요?
이틀 정도 주사를 맞으면 돼요. 내일도 오세요.
약도 먹어야 돼요?
약은 하루치만 드시면 돼요.
We will turn our attention to some accurate Korean pronunciations now. Let's find out what happens when the 받침 디귿 is followed by a vowel sound. 선생님, could you give us a more detailed explanation?
Sure. When the 받침 디귿 is followed by a vowel sound, the 받침 sound becomes silent and carries on to the vowel sound that follows. Okay, for example, the stem of the verb 닫다, 닫, when it is followed by 아요, it becomes 닫아요.
It may be a different 받침 from the one that we learned in our last lesson, but it is the same pronunciation rule. Don't forget that. Remember the rule that 받침 sounds carry on to vowel sounds that follow. Well then, let's practice making the accurate pronunciation along with 선생님.
문을 닫아요. 문을 닫아요. 창문을 닫으세요. 창문을 닫으세요. 이 책을 받으세요. 이 책을 받으세요.
Before you know it, it's time to say goodbye for this edition of Let's Speak Korean. In this lesson, we learned how to use 으면 되다 and 면 되다 to indicate that something is good or right or sufficient in a certain way. 선생님, you said that you were going to a meeting.
Right.
몇 시까지 가면 돼요?
방송이 끝나자마자 가면 돼요.
어디로 가야 돼요?
2층 회의실로 가면 돼요.
I see. So did you get that? Well, we said that we have to go to a meeting after this show, and it seems that we have to go to the second floor, right?
Right.
All right. Well, we will have to stop here for this lesson. Until next time, 안녕히 계세요.